Hey guys, what is up? How's it going? This is Furgie here, back from A Squad, and today we're going to be starting a brand new series on a brand new game. This is Forza 6. I'm sure you've all heard of it. It is a very beautiful racing simulator, which is really as close as you can get to actually driving some of these cars. Now, how this game works is there are several kind of stories of motorsport with several series and challenges inside of them. Today we are going to be looking at the Super Street series, challenger races with the Rally Day Heroes section kind of turn on. If you have the game, you'll understand how in-depth it goes, but today we're racing rally cars, and this is our choice here today, the 2015 WRX STI. This is a great car, and it's really what everyone thinks of when they think of a rally car, especially when you think of Subaru. This runs on a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder turbo with 305 horsepower, and it starts at about $35,000, and the credit conversion is pretty similar here in Forza, so once you have enough dough to pick that up, you can actually start this race. It's pretty easy to get. If we look at the stats here, the speed and acceleration is pretty good. It's a little bit faster than the 1998 iteration, and the handling and braking is also pretty good. The handling and braking is actually better on the older version, but with this one here, the speed and acceleration is probably a little bit more important because in these specific tracks we're racing on, we're going to need that straight line advantage. It is 0 to 60 in about 4.8 seconds. I am running all of these cars on default because I don't want to mess with their rating. You can change a few things without getting them out of the rating division, but fairly good acceleration, fairly good top speed for those straightaway things, as I said, and very good braking distance as well for that good handling that we all need. Alright, so that being said, let's jump right into this series here. We're going to be looking at 4 races today, each of them a little different with different laps, different weather going on, and I will see you guys in a second here on Watkins Glen.
Recognize the cars in this group, it's because you've seen them on TV, flying through icy forests or clinging to a cliff in some far-flung corner of the world. Based on competition rally cars, or at least inspired by them, they have four-wheel drive, big turbochargers and wings more suited to light aircraft. You feel like you could drive them anywhere, and that no matter how ambitiously you enter a corner, everything will be okay. Probably.
Alright everybody, so let's jump into our first race here. This is on the Watkins Glen full circuit track. This is one of the easier ones in the series actually. It's in good weather. There's a lot of nice areas to pass here and kind of take advantage of how the drivatars are operating. So really it shouldn't be too bad. Little side note, I run all of these races on from highly skilled to pro with drivatar difficulty. It just gets you more credits, and really it's not too difficult. All you really need to do is get in the top 3, and that's not too difficult until you get to pro or unbeatable. I wouldn't mess with unbeatable right now, but just a couple tips on this track here. It's a good starting point. I would suggest, like all races, try to get as good of a start as you can, and try to take advantage of these first couple corners to kind of cheat the rest of these slower drivers and get near the front of the race, because that's where you need to be. Right off the bat here, we have this initial turn and then a kind of a swooping S-turn, which you really don't need to brake on. The rest of the drivatars will, but if you don't, you're going to pick up a lot of speed. And after that is another kind of U-shaped turn, which you can actually cut right across and go through the grass. And this is going to gain you a lot of time on your lap, and it's also going to probably gain you a couple places getting in front of some people. So I would suggest both of those tricks on this track. There's not a lot of other places to take advantage of the opposition, where you really just have to drive well and hit the other turns correctly and do things like that. But besides that, if you take advantage of both of these 2 turns here, there's the first one, and the second one's coming up here. You'll see how I handle this. It's going to allow you to get in the top 3 fairly easily on almost any difficulty, and get you through this track pretty easily. So I'm going to go ahead and let the rest of the race roll here, and I'll let you guys check that out, and I will see you all in a minute. Alright everybody, so let's jump into the second race on this circuit, and this is really one of the harder ones out of the four. I think it's probably the hardest actually, mostly just because of the rain you have to race in. If you're not used to rain already from the other Forza games, since there hasn't been any, this is going to kind of be an adjustment for you. You have to brake a lot earlier. You're going to drift quite a bit, and you really need to be in control of how you're driving and how you're operating around turns, which is really the most important thing. Brake distances are about double, and if you pay attention to all of that, you should be alright, but this may take you a couple tries to qualify in the top 3 for this race. But again, like the last, there are plenty of places for you to pass and take advantage of the drivatars, especially near the end of the race. Here at the beginning, I would just say try to survive and take these turns as well as you can. Realize that you're not going to be up in the beginning of this race here, because the people starting in the front are going to get a pretty good lead on you. But as you reach the end of the race, there are a couple turns like on the last course with this S turn, not here, but it's later on, that you're going to be able to take very smoothly. You won't even really have to brake on it, and all the drivatars will, and you'll be able to get around them pretty easily. Also, there's a couple wide turns at the end that you can take very far on the inside that the drivatars also will not. So that's another great place to pass. As long as you're handling the rest of the race correctly, you should be just fine. Keep in mind, if you roll off into the grass, or if you're going to hit one of the side areas with these barrels, you're pretty much done for, because it's going to be really hard to recover. Once you're rolling out of control in this grass, or you're sliding or drifting or something, things are just going to go from bad to worse. So I would keep that in mind and be kind of conservative. Be careful as you're driving in this race, and realize that you're not going to be able to pass until near the end of the lap. Here you can see I just dodged a bullet, kind of. If your wheels are spinning in the right direction, really, if you can get control of the vehicle, you'll be okay. But besides that, like I said, take things slow, be cautious with your driving, and pass near the end of the race here. So again, I'm going to let this roll. Keep in mind, keep your eyes open for my final 2 turns here, my final 2 or 3 turns, which is where I really get rolling, get some passes in, and keep an eye open for that. And I will see you guys back on the 3rd race at Long Beach. Alright everybody, so once you make it through the gauntlet of rain, we're going back into the sunlight, but not necessarily on an easier track. Next up for the third race, we're looking at the Long Beach East route. And this may be harder or just as hard as Sebring because there are really no places to take advantage of the drivatars and get good passes in. You really have to drive just as all of them do. And really, if you're hitting your turns perfectly, you will be able to place or win this race, but you need to be driving well. You can't be sliding around any turns too slowly or hitting rails or anything like that. Really, you got to be spot on with this race and pay attention to how everything's operating. So I really don't have any secrets for this one except for drive as well as you can. Take turns early. If you can get it on the inside of them and accelerate afterwards, it'll cut some time off. Just make sure you're not drifting, your tires aren't sliding, and you're always in control. And the only other thing I would have is on the last turn, it's a very, very short little U-turn. And what you can do is you can actually cut in the other drivers, or you can run them down if there's a driver ahead. If you're like, as you'll see me doing this race, I'm in third and the guy in second is in front of me, and I actually just destroy him on this turn and then end up getting second place. So keep your eyes open for that. It's kind of funny, but that's my only other tip is you can take the turn a little bit more on the inside and brake really hard and really just turn going like 5 miles an hour and get inside the rest of the cars, or use them as kind of as barriers to get around the corner tighter. And that will help you get a few places at the very end of the lap. But you do have 4 laps on this race, so it's a little bit shorter and you have more opportunities to drive well. Here we're coming up on the last turn here, so I'll just show you all what I'm talking about, and then I'll let the rest of the clip roll. There we go. So you brake really hard. That's actually not a great example, but I did get it in between a couple of cars there, and I'm already up in 5th place. So watch for the end of the race when I destroy a incoming car, and hope you guys enjoy. Alright everybody, now that we've made it through the 3 hardest races, we can jump right into the final, by far the most fun and the most entertaining race of them all. This is the full circuit at Prague, and this one is just, it's really just a lot of fun there. You can drive really quickly around the entire track. There are not too many tight corners, and there's plenty of places to pass competition, so I would suggest bumping up your difficulty once or twice just to earn some extra credits, and things are really going to be a breeze no matter what on this. The easiest places to pass are here at the beginning, not on this turn but on the next couple, and then near the end there are also a couple places where the driving cars will brake and you will really not have to, and you can also kind of slide into some turns and make things a little bit easier here. The biggest area is really right here. You don't have to brake through this entire section, although the game is going to tell you to. I do drive on the hard difficulty without brake assist, and it only shows me where I want to brake. Sometimes you just really don't have to listen though. As you can see, I'm kind of bouncing around, but I did get a couple passes in, and I'm going just as fast or faster as all the other vehicles. So the STI does have a pretty big advantage in some of these situations. As you can see, there are some other Subarus, but if you drive this correctly, it has great handling, great braking, and all of these races are going to be easier if you choose your car correctly at the beginning. All of them are good choices, of course, but I would highly suggest one of the iterations of the STI or one of the Subarus in general to get you through this series. Now, we're working our way about halfway through the course here. I'd be mindful of the barriers in some of these places. Don't be too reckless, but you can definitely drive fast through this race. Especially near the end, you can get upwards of over 100 miles an hour, even around a couple of turns, just because of how wide things are. You don't have to be too close, you don't have to be too careful, and that's what makes this race so much fun. So good luck to all of you guys that are racing on here. If you've made it through the other 3, this one should be a breeze for you, and good luck earning all of those credits you've got, and I will see you guys here in a few minutes. Alright guys, I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I understand that these are going to be very lengthy, and they're actually going to get lengthier as time goes on. However, I think it's important that I get every minute of every race in just so you guys can watch exactly how I'm doing things. Please leave any criticisms or comments about this series down below in the comment section, along with any kind of suggestions you may have for videos later on in Forza 6. Also, please take a look at all of the cars I'm showing here on screen and post your suggestions down below for what kind of car I should be driving in the next rally car series that will be coming up pretty soon within the week. So please leave your suggestions down below. Hope you all enjoyed, and good luck on Forza, guys. Thanks.